TIFU by mistakenly kissing my crush's twin brother thinking it was my crush. I think we all have that one crush that makes us do crazy things. We make our friends walk a little faster in order to see them for 0.5 seconds, roam the hallways to see them in class, reach places early just to see them walk past. Yeah, those types of crush. When you literally turn off the logical part of your brain. I hadn't had such a crush in a long time because of being in and out of a toxic relationship, which made it really difficult to develop feelings for any other person other than my ex. That came to an halt when I started noticing a guy that I had in culinary with, for like the start of my first 2 periods. Let's call him Tim. We started talking when we had a cooking competition whereas to see who could impress the judges the most with our dishes. Neither of us ended up winning, but we were pretty close, even though it hurt my pride a little bit. That competition made us notice each other more, and just like a lot of girls out there, I'm the type of girl that starts fawning over a guy who shows me the slightest bit of attention. We bantered back and forth in our kitchens and tried to distract each other, so we could hopefully make the other mess up, and we were really just getting to know each other. We talked a lot even though it was nearing close to the end of semester by 4 months. We really started paying more attention to one another. Let me include the fact that we only talked when cooking, so it's from Wednesdays to Fridays. So any Monday or Tuesday we would just look at each other from our seats and just ignore each other because we wanted to see who would approach who first. A month passes and I have a major crush on Tim. He's absolutely hilarious. He made my heart jump every single time I saw him or heard his voice. I started dressing up more for his attention. I put on perfume every single time before I leave class and get in front of him purposefully, since I read that if you have a certain scent, someone will be reminded of you if they catch a whiff of that smell anywhere else. By that point we're texting and he's responding to my stories on Instagram and he's very upfront. I start getting bolder with each passing day and finally one night he responds to one of my stories about dating and he says, "ATP, you are talking about me." And I respond, what are you gonna do about it? It took a while for him to text me back, but once he did, the text made my heart do a backflip. He said, "Why don't you meet me by the stairs tomorrow and find out?" Let me tell you that it made me kick my feet and giggle like a maniac on my bed. Oh my god, I was so excited to go to school next morning that I forgot to eat breakfast, since I was putting myself up and everything. When I got to school, I texted him and we agreed to meet up by the stairs near the culinary classroom. I took my time in order not to seem too excited to see him, but then we made eye contact and we started making out the moment we hugged. This was one of the most heated makeout sessions I have ever had in my entire life. It was fierce and I felt like I was on cloud 9. It was euphoric. The moment we heard the warning bell ring we separated and, oh my god, my face was red. I was gonna tell him how great that was, but then I heard his voice right next to my head saying, "What the hell?" That confused me because he was standing right in front of me holding my waist and looking right at me. So I turned my head around and I felt my heart drop to the pit of my stomach. It was Tim, the guy from culinary. Turns out Tim has a twin brother, let's call him Jim. I was texting Jim this whole time because he only had a profile pic and some made-up name on Instagram, and I had no idea he had a twin. So basically, I had a crush on Tim, looked up his profile, saw the profile pic and assumed it was Tim. Jim just thought I was some random chick that was into him. To state the obvious, I never talked to either one of them ever again, except for when I apologized to Tim, who was really distraught in seeing me make out with his brother, who I thought was him. We agreed never to talk about it, which I was more than happy to comply to. So guys, next time you look up your crush on Instagram, make sure they don't have a twin.